Hello, welcome back to my channel. I just want to show you my outfit. Oh, hell yeah, baby. 1 second, let's get the actual... Oh, there she is. There she is. I had to pin it in the back because it's a bit, big. I just, again, love it. I feel like a sassy 40s girl. Feel like I should be working on an engine in a war base somewhere and making a victory garden. Hell yeah. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruth Svita, also known as the Woman in Wool, and I crochet and talk history. Today's topic, no topic. I have realized that it takes me 5 ever to do fucking anything. I'm pretty sure it's diagnosable at this point, but we're not going to talk about it or think about it or acknowledge it in any way moving forward. So what I've decided to do in order to kind of balance this out is to make one more in-depth video and one more kind of crafty video that I can just pop out and still continue to make the kind of content that I want to create. So every other week will be a historic one and then followed up by a one where I make stuff. So crochet is the other crux of my channel. I know that mostly we either focus on history while I'm crocheting, but today we're going to be crocheting while we fuck around, talking about some history and looking like a war poster from 1942. So I'm very excited about that. A little bit about me. My name is Hannah Ruth. I moved to Dublin in 2016, and ever since then, it's all I talk about. I also have a dog, and I crochet a lot, and I'm obsessed with history, mostly Irish history, which is a phrase that I coined here. I'm not a historian in any way, shape, or form, and everything I talk about is just me being a dork on the internet. So hope you enjoy that. Today, we're just going to be chit-chatting and crocheting. We've got a project going on, and I'll probably spout some history nonsense as well, because that's my favorite. What we're making is another lemon lime jumper. So last week I finished up a lemon lime jumper with these squares. I will link the pattern for the squares down below. Let me just get the pattern. It's called the Citrus Granny Square. The jumper pattern itself is mine, but the square pattern itself belongs to Saint Philomena.crochet, and I will put her stuff in the description below. This is her pattern for the granny square, and then I sewed them together into this beautiful jumper right here. Immediately as soon as I posted it, I didn't even get a chance to put it on the Etsy page. Somebody commented on it that she had to have it, and that was the wonderful, beautiful Katie from the Who Did What Now podcast. And so I thought, you know what, this would look really amazing on her. So it is exactly her style. So she got it and I sent it off to her. But then another friend of mine from high school actually commented that she wanted one as well. So now I'm making another one and popping it up on the Etsy page in case anybody wants to buy it. Unfortunately, I did run out of the original colors, so now I have to add an orange one. But I think the orange one will look nice. Lemon, lime, orange. We're keeping with the citrus theme. I'm just going to continue on crocheting and hopefully the vibey ambiance of my mere presence is enough to keep this video going. But no promises whatsoever. I'm extremely awkward. Anyway, let's get to crocheting, and I'll explain the process as we go. So the first thing I had to do was stretch out the existing squares. Crocheting these squares is pretty easy and I love to do it, but in order to make sure that they become a little bit more professional looking and perfect, you have to stretch them out into the shape that you want them to. So most knitters and crocheters will do this. They will soak their garments or their fabric and just make sure that they are nice and stretched out when they dry. So you squeeze out all the water so this way it's not dripping wet. I dangled mine here for a little bit just to make sure that they didn't drip out. And you pull out your blocking mats. I got mine on Amazon and they just piece together like puzzle pieces. I absolutely love them and they help my garments look just a little bit more professional. It's kind of the equivalent of ironing if you are somebody who sews or makes clothes like this. My blocking mats all pieced together and it's very satisfying. Take a look at this. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Ding! So I thought I did a pretty cool transition here. I have my squares and I laid them all out, and my dumbass did not, so there's a snap for you. Now that we've stretched out all the ones we've previously made, we can go around making new ones. Decided you want to bark, you get to be on camera. Now that we've stretched out all the ones that we previously made, we can go on to making new ones. Looking like a washed out Peggy Carter. What do you think? Agreed. Because I don't get stared at enough, I thought I'd take myself down to the pub to do some more crocheting in all of my gear. It was a lot of fun and I did get a few stares, but that's okay because we're getting used to that. The pub that I went to is really pretty. It's just kind of this mix of Victorian and 40s style aesthetic. Everybody there was really nice. One girl said that she liked my outfit, which was great. And I'd love to have kind of this decor in my home. Everything was really beautiful. I'm gonna say I don't quite understand the DeLorean, but you know, to each their own. The lunch was really delicious. I just got this tomato and cheese bread. Everything was really good about it. And just a reminder that if you are a vintage girl, always remember to bring extra lipstick with you because it will rub off. This is the darkest shot I ever got. I was filming with my actual camera, so for the rest of it, I just kind of filmed with my phone because this makes it look like it's fucking haunted. To my knowledge, this place is not haunted. I mean, it might be. I don't know. It is kind of an old pub. Just some beautiful shots. I then decided to go home, push play on a true crime podcast, and do some crocheting outside on my balcony because it was a beautiful day. Everything was going pretty well. It started to rain a little bit, but that's okay. I had a really nice time. Day 2, and I'm looking like the fortune teller at the county fair. The audio is shit because my microphone isn't working. Don't come for me. We're just gonna do some silent crocheting, and I'll put some music and voiceovers in front of it. We also make this. So I got really glammed up on the third day and went to go shoot some shorts in the park and take some pictures of myself, which was a lot of fun. And it turns out that if you wear nice clothes and put a camera on yourself and film yourself in public, people are going to stare at you. But you know what? Life is short, and what am I supposed to do? Not wear nice clothes and take pictures of myself in public? It's just bullshit. So do what you want, do what makes you happy, and I had a really good time this day. Day 4, markedly less glam, but having a great time anyway, drinking my drink and doing my crochet. The most important thing when you're a dog owner is to keep them busy, so please enjoy my dog getting peanut butter stuck to the roof of his mouth while I'm trying to crochet and film myself, so this way he keeps himself busy. Good boy. We're about to finish the very last square. You have to make 48 squares for this jumper. This is my own pattern, so this is my own fault. The square is not my pattern. The orange slice square or the lemon slice square, that is the pattern that I said before. It'll be linked down below, obviously, but the jumper pattern itself is my own pattern, putting the squares together in the jumper version. Wow, I look crazy. This is just mascara from yesterday because I looked really glam yesterday, and as a result I have to snap back in the other direction and wear the most obnoxious tourist jumper you've ever seen in your life. But actually, I think why I bought it was the most Irish thing ever, right? Partner is an Irish person, and I got it because he hated it, and I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be funny to buy it and wear it. I saw this in like a tourist shop, and it was the cheapest jumper that they had, and also it was the most obnoxious one, and I thought that that was so funny because I knew that my partner would despise it as an Irish person. So I bought it, and I wear it all the time. I thought it would be really fucking funny, and it was. It was funny. No regrets. It's a Sunday. It's a very lazy day. I've just finished making all of the rest. You can see that the original ones are still pinned on. I've made all the rest of them. Time to wet and stretch these as well, and then we'll embroider those. I have a few more projects I have to get done for separate reasons. I I should really just make this a priority and finish this up because I have a photo shoot next week with it with an actual photographer. The whole thing. I'll tell you all about it. I'll film myself on the boat. But first I have to finish the fucking jumper, so that's probably number one. Unpin those, and I'm gonna pin these and then start sewing them together. Time to work on the other projects, but this is drying out. I mean, I should probably start with these and start embroidering them and sewing them together, but I'm not gonna. Okay. So this is one of my favorite pieces of the process. It's when you top crochet the lines of the citrus fruit into the square. You have to connect it to the back or to the outer bits, and you just crochet over the top to make a design. It depends on what you're making and the design that you're going for, but a lot of the times this can be trickier than you think, but this one's actually quite simple. It's just a little bit of like a star formation going out from the center to make the lines of the lime, lemon, or orange. After that, you just tie them all together, make sure that everything's secure. You have to tuck in the ends later, and then you have your lemon, lime, orange, citrus slice that is in the pattern. And now I have to do all of these. This is the face of a person saying, oops, I did this to myself. This is my own fault. 48 squares. Here we go. Now that all of the squares are done, we can start sewing them together and making the actual jumper itself. Look at that. It's during this part of the process that people can actually see the shape of the jumper coming together. I find that with crochet, a lot of the times it's harder to see the big picture through just making little squares, and this can kind of be true of life itself. When you're making something, or when you're building something, or when you're building a career for yourself, it's hard for people to see the bigger picture through the little building blocks, and it's only now when things start to come together that people can see your actual vision. So there you go, a crochet allegory for life. It was at this point that I got to go to London and visit my partner for a little bit while he was there. He works a job in London, so once a month he goes over, and sometimes I go and visit him. I always take the ferry because the dog can ride for free on the ferry, and I got to stay in this really cool big lounge that was much quieter than the other parts of the boat. I love traveling on the ferry, and this lounge is really great because it had so many charging ports and it was really quiet, so I got to just work by myself and film myself. After the ferry, I had to take a train from Wales into London. Usually this is a direct train, but at the moment I had to take 2 trains, so the first one was really great, and the second one was very crowded, but it's a lovely journey, and looking out the window is always lovely while crocheting. The cool part about the UK is that dogs are allowed in backpacks as well, and Odie actually has one that he usually goes on in the trains. He does bark, but he seems pretty comfortable in there, so if you're wondering how Odie gets around, it's via backpack. Like a little prince. Last but not least, it's just time to make the wristbands and the waistband of the jumper. I measured this out really roughly because I'm not a scientist and I got to making it myself. I'm wearing my nice little vintage outfit that I brought with me to London, just the one, and I'm making the wristbands. These are very stretchy, so whether or not they're exactly what you need, it doesn't actually really matter, just as long as it's big enough to let your hand through while stretching, but small enough to pull the jumper down into a nice little puffed pattern. Tried to get a nice angle filming, but I just got my dog, so enjoy my dog while I'm crocheting.
Alright, here's the final product. Hopefully you guys can hear me and not every other noise. And I'm in a park in London visiting, and so I thought I'd do a few photos here. I'll actually include some of the professionally taken photos that I'm going to be taking and link the photographer down below. His name is Rue. He lives in London. He's London-based. He normally does boudoir stuff, but he very kindly agreed to take pictures of me and my little projects. So you can catch this on the Etsy store. I'll be putting it up immediately after this video. And if you want something custom, maybe in a different color, just let me know, because I am more than happy to create something that you will love just as much as I love this. Thank you for watching me put this together and chat history with you at the same time. Very sunny in London today. And everybody in the whole world seems to be at this park. Enjoy. I'm gonna do some B-roll walking around in this jumper, and I'm gonna drink my Starbucks drink, which I definitely purchased just to take this video because it looks cool. I don't think I'm that cool, actually, now that I think about it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. All that jazz. I sound like an asshole.
Oh, that probably sounds great on camera. Cool. Fingies crossed. Oh, ow, fuck. It's rough out here, being a human. You get it. And I don't know why Mr. Price has to look like an underwear model. I really don't understand that. Anybody? Kiss? No, you want to walk around and bark at birds, huh? Piecemeal jumper. I'll show you what I've got going on. Maybe.